Are we doing it? Is there sound? Yes. Always afraid. Never let the fear leave you. That's how you know your sound is working. Hi, everybody. I feel like we're extra close today. I don't think I like it. Too close. How is everybody? How's everybody doing? Also, we're too bright. Now we're too dark. Whatever. We're going to live with awkward lighting. That's how we roll. I hope your weeks have been treating you well so far. And all that stuff. I found salt to pose with. I figured let's just embrace it. Let's embrace what this is. The salty, salty stream. I actually am a bit salty today. Oh, I got lured out of my lurker cavern and was forced to comment on something. I was so salty. That never happened. Oh, it was horrifying. I also actually, but then in the middle of the day, things got real exciting. And so I'm really excited about some stuff too. And I have some primo things to read for you and stuff. So really excited. What are we talking about? Today, just general different salty things. I mean, first I will tell you the tale of why I got salty. So have any of you been following this TanaCon thing? It's one of those things that even though I'm not involved in it in any way at all, I'm like obsessed. Does that happen to anybody where there's just some situation unfolding and you just can't look away? You're just like, I have to see all of the things I need to know. So I have watched or listened to rather, because it's easy to put them on in the background. I've listened to way too many people's like, oh, my personal experience and it was awful. And then Shane Dawson did his thing and I'm like, well, I'm gonna watch this. So I watched it. And in the last part, I think I got triggered, as the kids say. I felt like that Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode where Captain Holt just starts going off about doctorates. Like, that happened to me. In my head, I was just, okay. So I commented, and I have to say, because even people who are talking about it and are being a bit more critical about those videos or about the whole situation, so I have not seen anybody mention this, and so I'm gonna bring it up now. And I feel like clapping, like the clapping emoji. Being young is not an excuse. I commented and I was like, being young is not an excuse for being callous, willfully ignorant, or spiteful. And people were back. They were like, no, they're young. Their brains aren't developed yet. They don't know or understand the repercussions for their actions. And I was like, look, yes, younger people have less developed brains, but these were not decisions that require intense amounts of brain power to compute. Like, the space is too small and we put too many people in because we want to look good is not something that you need to be old to understand. Like, maturity doesn't necessarily turn on at an age. And exactly, they're 20 and like people are going on like they're so young. And it's like, you know what? Like, what? Do you turn 28, which is when they say that adulthood starts these days, by the way. And like you turn 28 and it's like maturity, subroutines, activate, will no longer make silly decisions. Like, that's not how it works, especially when it comes to emotions. Like, the thing that really got me was the people who replied back and they were like, I completely disagree. Even though I wasn't even talking about making a mistake or a bad business decision. I was talking about like being unkind and not thinking things true and being inconsiderate. And they were like, no, like being young equals being inconsiderate. And I was just like, that's so awful. Like, it's so awful. Like, I think that people think they're giving young people a pass when they do that, but you're insulting them. You're saying that they are literally incapable of kindness. Like, you are physically incapable of making a good choice. And I'm like, when you set low expectations like that for people, you know what happens most of the time? They live down to them. Like, that's what happens. And rainy days, exactly. Like, some people are mature and some people aren't mature. Like, yeah, maturing takes time, but some people never get there. And it has nothing to do with age. And that certainly has nothing to do with being kind, not wanting people to wait outside to make it look like your event is super big and super cool. And it certainly has nothing to do with being like, you promised me everything. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. It's just like, no, I can't. I almost turned to Tyra because I was not rooting for any of this. I knew it was going to be a disaster and a train wreck. And it's just, but that really bothered me. I have to say that really, really bothered me. There's this idea like, oh, they're young. That excuses all. People do it for Jake Paul too. They do that too. They're like, he's only 22. And I'm like, you know what? Stop. Oh, it needs to stop. It needs to stop. Don't give people a pass just because they're young. And that doesn't mean that you can be a bit more understanding of mistakes and stuff, but at the same time, it's not like a get out of jail free card. Like you flash it at the door. You're like, hey, oh, was that a complete mess? Hold on, 20. And then you just walk on through. And I don't like when people keep trying to push adulthood older and older. Like people do it to me sometimes too. Like when I tell them that like I have a daughter and they're like, you're so young, acting like I had her at like 16. And I'm like, calm down. Like I'm 28. Like I'm young, but I'm not that young. Like let's calm it down. They're like, how do you even know how to take care of yourself? And I'm just like, stop, please stop. And that was the thing too that I didn't like about those videos, which was that Shane's I'm talking about, which was that he gave her that excuse. He was like, it's okay. You're young and disorganized. And she was like, yes, I am. And then just completely like absorbed it and was like, yes, is this my free pass? Can I have it? And then it was, those videos. And they themselves are also very manipulative and exploity and just everything. So yes, that's why I was salty today. How are you? Like, how are you today? Because I'm not. I hold people to standards, and if you can't meet them, you can't meet them. But I'm not gonna give you a whole bunch of excuses to fall back on. Like, I'm sorry, same standards. Like, no. Oh, Sammy, like you mean like just like the sound of crying, like how babies cry? Because that's how babies cry. They cry like lots of times without tears. They just open their mouths and go, I tried so hard, except I didn't. Oh, it is hot. I know. Can you see my Netflix background? I was watching stuff before this, and then I realized that everybody is asleep right now but me. So I was like, I can be early. I can be early. Yeah, Denton, I hear that. And it's like everybody identifies themselves differently and stuff. But at the same time, I don't like when people like really mess up, and I'm talking about being unkind and mean and emotional, like emotionally mess up and stuff like that. People are like, they didn't know any better. It was impossible to foresee the consequences. It was not impossible to foresee these consequences. Someone much younger than this could have foreseen the consequences. Many of her fans who are younger did foresee those consequences. So just no. I don't know why I'm so like personally victimized by this. It has nothing to do with me. It's so weird. It's so weird. And I'm still like, Oh, I know, Yoongi. I already have like, y'all know, I have a stone cold hurt. I don't cry at things except for The Quiet Place, apparently. So we're becoming an internet person. I already was an internet person. I couldn't do this channel if I wasn't an internet person. Galaxy Cat. When you love the tea too much. Oh, as always, I have my staple drinks. Liam, I was always this internet-y. Always involved in fandom, always involved in internet happenings and stuff, observing them mostly. It's very rare that I feel moved to comment on something like physically on the video. But even then I have thoughts. I have lots of thoughts and feelings, tons of thoughts and feelings. Thoughts and feelings about everything, really. Internet, real life. I mean, I don't get why when people differentiate. They're like, oh, the internet. And then it's like, they can both be equally important as each other depending on what's happening. Cabbage, definitely, like, she shouldn't have tried it, but I do think that if she had been serious about it, she could have found like a real firm and stuff like that. Oh, Felicia, thank you. Any good fanfic recommendations? I have too many fanfics. I haven't read Korosami in a while, so I don't have any right now. And my favorite fem slash at the moment is probably it's weird. Okay, are you ready? Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman. I actually put it on the Patreon vote, so it's actually neck and neck with Daphne and Velma right now. So that's going to be, which is neck and neck with Louis and Lestat. So it is going to be a very interesting month, depending upon what wins. Like, we will see where it's going. Also, I'm so proud of myself. I got the other Patreon video out on time. I was like, oh, who am I? Who is this person who has Hanner videos on time and Patreon stuff up on time? Like, I don't know who this person is because it's not me. Oh, because it's not me. Any hope for Auraria in the future? Yeah, of course. There's hope for everything in the future. But at the same time, I think the thing with me is that I always am into so many different things at the same time. I'm always like, oh, I want to do that, and I want to do that, and I want to do that. And what I always wanted for the channel was for it to be a space as eclectic as how I feel about fandom. And I feel like it's finally starting to get there, which makes me really happy. Like, I've never had more fun. Oh, Joey, I promised the Broner video. It's happening. We're getting a whole video. The world needs to know. I mean, Brian Decker doesn't need to know. Please, nobody send that to him. But the world, aside from him, needs to know. Oh, I'm excited. It's going to be fun. It's like, I got a decent amount of art. I think I have about 8 pieces of art that you guys sent me. I also have a fic that John Doe, you sent that to me, and I'm really excited to be talking about it. Like, it's really cool, and it was really fun, and it's going to be a video on like the birth of a crack ship, because I know a lot of people, when you come into the crack ship after, it's like, how did this happen? Why are you doing this? Why are you like this? But so I think it will be fun to do that. Oh, Wise Girl, I know. I have to. Like, I have to. It's just the landscape and some of the discourse around it has shifted, so I need to like update and add more stuff, and some of it's very sensitive to talk about, so it's like those ones always take a bit more time. John Doe, the fact that it exists just makes me so happy, like delighted. Do you ever have old people moments, like grunting when you get up? All the time? Oh my gosh, yes, Alan. Like, so many people ship Gavin and the RK900, which I can actually get behind more personally than Connor and Gavin. And in Russia especially, people are all over Gavin and the RK900. And I'm like, tempted. We're getting salty about, well, I think we're done being salty, unless I can remember anything that makes me salty. But that was my main salt for today. And again, why? It didn't matter. Like, it has no bearing on me whatsoever. But I think what really got me was just all the people who in the comments were just like, oh yeah, it's fine, no big deal, it happens. And I was just like, intentionally overbooking a venue doesn't just happen. It doesn't. Oh my goodness. Oh, so today, you ever have one of those moments where you suddenly remember something that you really used to like? So I remembered the first Let's Play I ever saw and what game it was and how much it really inspired me to be like, wow, this is really fun. And like, this kind of entertainment is really chill and I really like it. And just kind of was one of the things that started me on the path to maybe feeling like I could make videos of my own. And so, you know what? I looked it up. I was like, you know what? Is this even like, can I get this on Steam? And I could. And I did. And it was, I think, like $5. And I might play it at some point. For all of you who need to see Phantasmagoria 2 Puzzle of the Flesh. Oh my God. Oh. Connor and Elijah. I've read some good Connor and Elijah. I've read good everything. Like, I've read it all. I bought so many nonsense things. Oh, so many. Two. I bought so many nonsense things. Oh, where is it? Where is my store? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Okay, because we need to laugh at this one description of this game that I got that was called Super Seducer: How to Talk to Girls. And it is a FMV point and click game where you go through and learn how to talk to chicks. And the thing that got me into it was this one review that says, where is it? It's my favorite review of all time. If you want to stay single, never have kids, and live a lonely life, follow the teachings of this game. Like, how could I not get that? It sounds so amazingly bad that I am ready to laugh. Like, sometimes you just want something that you know you're gonna laugh. Well, hopefully. Sometimes you think you're gonna laugh and then you just get mad. And then that is just the worst of both worlds. Favorite fanfic AU trope. Honestly, when I was doing Arthur and Eames, like, so many of the tropes that like were popular when they were coming up, I'd completely forgotten about. I was like, Catboy. Yes, how did I forget about Catboy? How did I forget about Catboy? And suit kink. How did I forget about the massive amounts of suit kink that were going on? Oh, that was an interesting fandom to be a part of. Oh yeah, Mafia AUs ran rampant for that. There were so many Mafia AUs going on. Oh, Cullen, suit kink is when it's all like, wow, they're so nicely dressed. Look at how nicely dressed they are. That suit's so nice. Oh yeah, Kimmy, I do need to do oh my god, soul marks. Soul marks are interesting. They've chilled out a bit since when they were at their heyday, but they are interesting. There are a couple of Tracy fanfics out there. They're harder to find, admittedly. I mean, it's hard to find much that isn't about Connor. I don't hate that though. Oh yeah, the fake marriage trope, the pretend to be my boyfriend / girlfriend trope. Oh no, my parents are coming into town. Can you pretend to be my significant other? Because that won't make this worse. Oh yeah, Rita and Wise Girl. I know, everywhere, all over the place. Oh my goodness. Oh, Starry, I actually did a Do You Even Anime video that got demonetized. But I talk about some of my favorite anime there. Also, yes, I have watched Hunter x Hunter. And Rita, have you seen the people photoshopping glasses onto Connor? Because I'm here for that. I am here for that. Man, I thought I'd be saltier for longer, but I managed to rein it in, and I'm proud of myself. Why did it get demonetized? Who knows? Who knows? It doesn't have to make sense. Demonetization doesn't have to make sense. Salt about Luna, I know that you're salty about Craig. I know. I know that your disappointment is very real. I'm sorry. What's on my Netflix? The Adventures of Puss in Boots. Don't judge me. Oh, don't judge me. Yes, Fandom Flicks. Yes, he is. It is fun. Like, actually, like I just put it on because it's benign and my daughter likes cats. But then I actually was watching it and I was like, you know what? This is okay. Like, this is actually okay and pretty funny. They had an episode that was a Misery parody, which I found hilarious. They even did the hammer scene. Like, at first I was like, oh, is this Misery? That's cute. And then she actually tied her to a chair and picked up a hammer. And I was like, well, this just got amazing. This just got really amazing. Because when you are watching Puss in Boots, I mean, that's what you're waiting for. Bizarre allusions to adult films. I want to get into Voltron. Is it worth it? That varies. I cannot honestly give you a yes or no answer to that. I mean, it really depends on what genres and type of stuff you're into, and also how much patience you have for the fandom. Like, I know I've seen lots of comments, especially since I made that video on why it's so difficult talking about shipping, that some people are like, oh, I'm fine. Like, you know, like, I'm fine. I don't have any problems. But I find that a lot of people have a really hard time finding a space that isn't inundated with a lot of stuff. I was actually talking to somebody last night who picked a Breaking Benjamin song to say that they thought it would be a good like vid song for Shallura, or like a representative song, and now people aren't talking to them. So the fandom is a lot, basically. It's a lot of a lot. Rainy days, I feel like I actually I made a different type of video than I've ever made, and it was just it'll be up this week. It's just some words of encouragement, because I see so many people who are talking to me and they're just so sad about their fandom, and like they're embarrassed and sad, and just like it's really being an awful time for them. And just, I thought it would be nice to have somebody say, like, you're fine, you're not with your ship, you good, enjoy, have fun, and live your life. Because it feels like more and more in certain fandoms, like that's really hard to find. Also, I've got I am making a video on Burnt because I'm just so baffled by it. And then I was like, okay, again, are you ready for another one of like the million of ideas that eventually, I guess, if I can just live in a cave and do nothing but produce videos all the time, I will do? Like, things that have ships in them that you wouldn't expect. Maybe I just want to talk about Red Eye. Maybe that's why. Oh, Luna, is there a lot of blocking that has to go on? Oh, Galaxy Cat, we can't be thirsty every day. I mean, there's not enough water in the world for how thirsty some of the chats get. Oh my god, Kimmy, have you not seen Red Eye? Why am I saying that? That movie's so old. It is a thriller with Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams. And it's amazing. It was from my Cillian Murphy phase. I'm saying it like it's over, but oh my gosh. The last stream should be R-rated. I don't know how the streams get like that, but I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, we actually ended up making a ship. Carlos, I would go to there. You can go to AO3, an archive of our own, that is. You can go to fanfiction.net. You can go to Wattpad. You can type in the pairing that you're looking for and a fix Rex list, which might take you to either a Tumblr or a LiveJournal for the people who are still keeping LiveJournal alive. Like, there's a lot of places that you can check it out. Oh my god, I forgot about multiplicity, Connie. Thank you for reminding me. Allie, I think that happens a lot too. And this isn't a young old thing. It's just some fandoms are a bit more invested in things becoming canon, and some fandoms are younger than others, and that can play a part in people navigating how they talk about stuff. Like Voltron has a lot of that, but it also has older fans too. Like you can't blame it on one set of fans. Like there is so much different stuff going on in that fandom. Just like Star Wars is like that too. It's a whole cacophony of different things that are happening. Rita, there are a few people keeping LiveJournal alive. There are a couple of live journals that, like, at least if they're not alive per se, they're not purged. Like I'll redirect to them sometimes. And like lots of some kink memes are still going on LiveJournal, even though a lot of them have outsourced to AO3. Like they'll post the kink on LiveJournal, but then write the fic on AO3. But some people, you know, keep some of it in the LiveJournal. Like not a lot. More like dead journal. Heyo, you made me laugh. It was the thirstiest stream. Sakura, okay. It's definitely a close tie between. Okay, I think the third or fourth Dream Daddy live stream when we did like the Joseph, whatever when we did the Joseph date and like a bunch of other dates, that one was really, really thirsty. The one where Ernest hit us with a rock, that was really thirsty. And then the Connor stream. The Connor stream is very much, it will go down in infamy, I believe, as perhaps the thirstiest stream. Sexy bagged milk stream. It's true. I mean, we're never going to top the bagged milk. I was like, ooh, do I still have my salt beside me? But no, I put it back like a normal person. Oh, Kino. I've told this story a couple of times on the Ask Me Anything on like a Q&A vid and stuff like that. But one of my friends printed a fic and bought it in some middle school, and we all read it, and then I realized that it was a thing, and I went home and started like reading it and getting into it, and it was just a really fun way to engage in fandom, especially for me because I don't like talking to people. I know you can't tell, but like people. Oh my gosh, Sammy, I did a Downton Abbey rewatch just a couple of months ago. Is Hank like the grandpa to Broner? Is he going to make sure that Craig behaves himself and doesn't make Connor do a keg stand? Oh, I love that you haven't forgotten about Fix Thanos. So I got a comment that was really fascinating to me. And because it just required so much mental gymnastics and like there was so much concern that I feel like it just would have been easier for the person commenting to just jump into the headspace of I can just make them whatever age I want because they were so creative. So it was it was on the Deadpool Spidey Pool update video, and they were talking about like ages in the fandom and the MCU and stuff like that. And they were like, no, I can't. Like I find it gross. Okay, fair enough. But then they were like, but since Peter is dead, and if he is like 17 now, and if he ages while he's dead, that means that he'll be, they said 22, that he'll be 22 when he comes out. And then if Deadpool isn't aging, that means that he is still this age, which means that they can then be together. And I was just like, that is so much effort. Like if you're gonna go that far, I feel like you can just be like, or they can be whatever age you want, but just like that amount of concern for it. Like, and also the thing that made me laugh, like it wasn't a laugh at the comment, it was a laugh at the concept of aging while dead. I was just like, can you imagine you die and then you keep aging? Like how much would that suck? And you're like, oh, I'm dead, but at least I'm young and beautiful. Oh no, I'm still aging. Like everybody you see whenever they died, they're just shriveled husks because they kept aging. That would be so awful. Oh, Like Allie, like, they're probably not, but I'm just like, will they blink back into the existence at the age they should have been? Like, yeah, maybe, but that's not really aging if you're dead. That's more like picking up where you left off. But even then, I was just like, the concept of being like an aging ghost amused me. I was just like, huh, ghost who ages, you know, or a vampire who still ages. And just like, then why would I do it? Why would I do it? Taking away all. Well, hope. I mean, they have to age while dead on Supernatural. It happens so often. Oh. Howdy to you too. Oh. It was just more concerned that I could ever bring myself to feel about most things, except apparently TanaCon. What is wrong with me? Oh my gosh. Thanos was a soccer mom. Artemis, he's 130. HP fanfiction is really fun. Some of the ships that I want to talk about, though, like I already know people are going to trip out. Like people nowadays don't understand Snary, and I'm like, I remember Snary and how it came up and why it's there. And Snary, like, not that it's my favorite ship or anything, but I get it. And I'm like, oh, when I talk about Snary, I'm looking forward to all the people who are going to be like, you disgusting, bleep, bleep, bleep. Like, oh yes, but I'm not going to talk about Snary. Somebody sent me, who sent me the screen cap of Adam Warlock and Thanos as a ship, and they were like, talk about it. They should have been like, think about it. Hashtag think about it. Think about it. Just the two of them side by side. Think about it. Connie, yay. I am thinking about it. So will you ever buy those portable expandable straws? I really should. Like, it's a problem. I have issues. Cry about it. Alan, that's a different shirt. That is a very different shirt. Oh, yeah. All the Hermione fics back in the day. The HP fandom is an interesting one to be in. Even still, it's still very interesting. Also, every now and again, I get like an angry comment from someone who thinks I hate Slytherins. And I don't know why that is. I'm genuinely perplexed. Or it's been like, why are you talking smack about Slytherin? And I'm like, what? When did I talk smack about Slytherins? I am a Slytherin. I'm very confused. Slytherins are used to being hated. That's right. Our reputation precedes us. That's all the fear, ambition, and cunning and whatnot. Is anybody still playing that, oh my gosh, the Hogwarts mystery game? I haven't picked it up in a while. I downloaded it right away when it came out, but I just got, like, it's hard to remember to go back when you're waiting for your gems. And so it's just that I kept forgetting to go back. And now I almost never go back. My colleague, Rebecca, is still going strong. And I'm like, good for you. Like, you power through that game. How far are you guys who are still playing? I see that you guys are still going. How far are you? Let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. Denton, the microtransactions are out of control. Like, I have a bunch of games where you have the potential for microtransactions, but they are out of control in that game. They are on par with those interactive choose your own adventures, but only if you have money games, of which I have a couple that I was really enjoying and playing through, but it takes forever to amass gems. And some of the decisions you just can't make. So I just don't make them, and then the plot gets mad at me. It'll be stuff like, oh, what dress should she wear? And it's like, gorgeous dress, 25 gems, medium dress, 10 gems, plain dress, 0 gems. And I'm like, well, I'm saving my gems. And then you pick that one. And then everybody in the game's like, ew, why would you pick that dress? And you're like, because I had no choice. I'm poor. Oh. So, have people been following how that wedding was spoiled? The Batcat wedding. Oh, strategic spoiling my foot. Those games make you salty. I enjoy them for the wrong reasons, but I want to be able to make the choices I want to make. If I want my heroine to Captain Kirk it across the game, I want to be able to do that for free. Oh yeah, I'm obsessed with Choose Your Own Adventure Stories. The books, like I used to borrow them from the library all the time, just flipping back and forth through the pages, always dying, always choosing the worst options. So it's kind of like watching me play a game now, just always choosing the worst options and ending up dead. I know, Sprite. Like, I love it. And I feel that part of what makes the game better, because Detroit Become Human does have its problems. Like, let's not pretend. Like, there are some parts that are a bit shoddily written. There are some allegories that don't quite work or are a bit too heavy-handed, or they work, but then they aren't built on to do anything with them that would make them really stand out or send more of a message that they're trying to send. But what really stands out is if you play through all of the different scenarios, it can be really cool. They can really change the impact of what you're doing. Like, I still need to play through, and spoilers, I'm gonna say it. I gotta do the playthrough where at the very beginning you kill Captain Allen. Like, I need to do that. I need that in my life. How do I make this happen? Because I need to play like that. I need that to happen. Just start off evil Connor all the way through. I need an evil playthrough where all of them are just evil all the way through. I think that's my next playthrough. Yes, I've played Dragon Age. Dragon's Age. Yeah, I've played all of them, actually. Do you have any Downton Abbey ships? Me personally, not really, but I get like the ones that are there. I know John Doe, right? I was just scrolling, and because I've watched so many different videos and stuff to make sure that I had the images and stuff that I wanted, like to make sure that I typed in the right things to get my images and stuff like that. All of these alternate videos started coming up on my homepage, and I was like, wait, you can do that? Because I don't mind about spoilers, so it's fine looking stuff up. But this was one of the rare videos where I didn't let Mr. Shipper watch it over because he was still playing at the time, and I didn't want to ruin it for him, even though I was so excited. And so it was really bad me playing or watching him play, because I was like, no, don't do that. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. You're going to die. I got like real possessive during the scenes where Connor was involved. I was like, don't kill him. Bye, Demi. This is YouTube. You can do anything. In theory. It's a nice theory. I'm such a back seat gamer. It's bad. It's so bad. We can't play together. We can't play together. Afterwards, he was like, you know what? I'm not going to help you. He was like, on your playthrough, I don't even care. You can ask all you want. I'm not helping. Sometimes if it's a certain type of game, I do need help. I'm not gonna lie. There are certain parts of Mass Effect where I was like, I need some help. I'll just be stuck in a spot like, Kevin, come help me. Where is Mr. Shipper now? Asleep, actually. So he will not be joining us, but he is making an appointment to get himself get his hair did and all that so that he can join us, I think, next week. I think. Maybe. I'll probably coax him. No foot reveal tonight. He's asleep. The weather here is disgusting, so it's really hard to get any sleep. So if there's any time to do it, like, just sleep when you can. I'm personally not tired because I am working on that video on Burnt that nobody asked for. Have any of you seen Burnt, by the way? Or am I just talking about this movie like, hey, Burnt. Oh, look. Now you can see clearly that it's Puss in Boots. Well, you haven't. Well, let me tell you about Burnt. Yes, Denton, you know it. So it's this movie where Bradley Cooper is this jerk recovering addict chef who is back in town trying to get his third Michelin star, and he's going to rebuild his rep and it's going to be all great, except absolutely nothing about him has changed and he is still a jerk. That is a brief summary of the film. You're welcome. I feel like I should write those Netflix blurbs. That would be so great. That would be my blurb. Jerk was jerk remains jerk, starring Bradley Cooper. I actually didn't mind it. Like, I didn't mind it at all, but that makes it sound like I hated it. But like, I didn't mind it, but it definitely was not one of those like, wow, I like the main character so much. It sounds like the dressmaker. You know what I watched the other day? Phantom Thread. I finally got a chance to watch it. Like, normally I watch the Oscar movies before the Oscars and stuff, but I haven't watched the Oscars for a couple of years for reasons. There are reasons. I finally saw it, and then I made the mistake of reading reviews about it because I watched it and I was like, okay, I don't love it. I don't hate it. I get it. I see what it's trying to do. I don't think it's doing great at it, but okay, fine. One review that I read actually said, if you have ever gone through a drive-through, this movie is not for you. I was like, I had to sit there a minute. I was just so like, that's so elitist. I can't even. That's so rude. And then I had the most hilarious vision of like some like, you know, aristocrat, like an 18th century dandy, like sending one of his servants out to McDonald's and then eating it in like the Rose Garden, hiding it like, oh, if they see me eating this, I can't watch Phantom Thread. Oh gosh. Bye, Connie. Oh, Twin Peaks. Did you know that, oh my gosh, what are their character names? I hate it, but there was a ship that was supposed to, no, I don't hate Twin Peaks, but I'm like, okay, I can't remember their character names. There was a ship that was supposed to happen in season 2 that didn't because Kyle MacLachlan didn't okay it. And so then they had to rewrite most of season 2 because that was their plan. So that was the thing. Mick Rosegard. It's just the condescension. I hate when people make that assumption, like, oh, you don't like this art film, you don't get it. And it's like, no, maybe they just didn't like it, or maybe it didn't actually do what it was supposed to do. I'll see you in a bit, Frosty. Music? Let's just like this question mark. Music? Your favorite all-time character? I don't think I have a favorite all-time character. My current favorite, like right now, at this moment, at the time of this recording, Connor. Connor, the android sent by Cyberlife. I just really enjoy the narrative of him compared to the other characters. Not that I don't like them, but because you have the most control over how he turns out. And I find that fascinating. Like, you can really see the gears turning, you know? It's an insane question. Can you sing? No, but that doesn't stop me. Oh, yay, Joey. I'm so glad. I had a pair of glasses that were like this, but better. They were true Clark Kent glasses, and I lost them. I think gnomes or trolls stole them, and I never found them. Have you ever had that? Like, you have an item that you know is in your house, and you know you didn't go anywhere with it, and it's gone, and you're just like, there's only one answer, and it's house elves. Like, that's the only answer that makes any sense. Oh, thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. I really enjoy the fact that most people, not everybody, but most people have been very polite down there, even if they don't ship it. Like, and even the people who are being condescending, like, it's not too condescending to the point where it's like, whoa. That's what happened to all my mood rings. Are you a fan of the Arrowverse? I enjoy the Arrowverse. Oh, this reminded me that my rings were stuck on and now they're not anymore. Haha, look at how tanned I am. Oh my God. Let's get those back on. Oh, speaking of, that's so funny. Like as soon as you have like wedding rings and stuff, it becomes such a big deal if you take them off. I remember once I was going to work and I realized that I had left them and I literally turned around. No, it wasn't work. It was to my mother-in-law's. Yeah, I literally turned around to go get them because I was like, I don't want to deal with any of those questions. I just forgot them on the bathroom sink, but I'm going to go back and get them because those are questions I don't feel like answering. Yes, I've seen Deadpool 2 more than once. Melissa, I can see both. Like, not at the same time, but I can see both. Like, to me, it's one of those things where I'm like, they're both equally appealing to me. Like, I can completely understand, get behind both, just like I completely get behind Connor Cara, Connor Marcus, Connor RK900, Connor Gavin. Like, you know, I can get behind most things. I actually like the Puss in Boots Netflix show. I do. It's enjoyable. Oh, you saw how poofed out the back is currently. Yeah, multi-shipping is a good time. I know it's not for everybody, but I enjoy multi-shipping a lot. I don't know if I enjoy it or I just naturally gravitate towards it. Imperial Scum. Oh, I miss being able to enter the Star Wars fandom without fear. I really do. How often do you read fan fiction? It depends. Why does everybody with mufflers drive by here? I don't have as much time to do it as I used to. So it really depends. Like lately, since it's been so hot and sweaty and you get to a point where you just can't edit anymore. So at that point, I'm like, well, I'm gonna just read some fan fiction and see what I can work with. I found on Fandom Flicks, I found a great picture of the ending where he's interfacing and kissing North, and there's just really sad Simon in the back, and I was like, this picture is everything. It was so funny. I know, like it was just funny though, because I was like, it just like encompassed the entire fandom's feelings in like one picture. I actually don't hate North and I don't hate Marcus and North, but I don't like that no matter what path you take Marcus on, you can still end up with her. Because I'm like, if you take the one path, you were completely opposed to her. Like your viewpoints do not align with hers in the slightest, but they're still like lovers though. And I'm like, you know, like if you're playing through with her mindset, it completely makes sense to me. I'm like, yeah, of course. Well, like you would think the same way. So like you'd be down for that. But if you're going like complete like, no, forgive all of them, for I am robot Jesus and Moses, then why would you wouldn't be like, kill all humans. But at the same time, I have seen and read some fics where they actually like reconcile that and they deal with it, which I think is interesting. Like those fics can be very fun. And then there were those few like Connor and North crack fics that I read, and I was like, you know what, I'm kind of into it. I'm kind of into it. I know, Hannah, right? Their hearts are compatible. Oh, Cecilia, nothing happened. It's just it can be tiring. Like sometimes you're looking into something and it's just tiring and it's interesting but not fun. I think that's a good way to put it. Like it can be very intriguing and like you're learning a lot and you're like, oh, this is really interesting and stuff, but it's not fun. Like when I went into Hannah, even though there is all of like the controversy and some people do get really militant about it, it is nowhere up to the levels of certain other fandoms. And it's still very possible to have fun. A lot of people are like, you know, like, oh, ship and let ship. And like, that's kind of the thing. But like, there are certain fandoms where that is just nigh impossible. And so when you're looking into it, it just gets real tiring real quick. Like I am doing a Sheath update. I am. And that is one of those ones where it's just like at the end of it, you just feel like emotionally drained. You're just like, well, I need to go and watch Puss in Boots now. Oh, good night. You too. Stay salty. Stay salty. Oh my gosh, why? Why am I klutz? Why am I like this? Yeah, do you guys have any fandoms like that where you love it and you actually love the fandom and like a lot of what they create and stuff, and like a lot of people are really nice people and it's really cool and a lot of people are doing such amazing, fun, cool, charitable things, but at the end of the day there's just so much other stuff that you're just like, oh, I'm so tired now. I'm so tired. I just need to watch a video about kittens or puppies. Like I can't. Or if you're me, watch a bunch of random videos about TannerCon. Oh, James. I would say I wish, but I don't because I love fandom so much. I'm sorry I keep doing this. It's just so hot. You don't even know. It's so hot. Oh my gosh. It's so hot. Actually, some people requested, speaking of Persona, some people requested some interesting Persona 4 stuff that I'm thinking of doing. Does anybody here want Sherlock to do a 5th series? Because I'm very much of the mind that I'm not here for that. Like, what do you guys think? Are you here for Sherlock Series 5? Yes, Persona 4. Yeah, season 4, right? Have you ever been driven out of a fandom? No. I've had to take a break from fandoms or be strategic about where I go to get my stuff. But no, never driven out. Thank you for enjoying me. Oh, 8 Mad, what group did you have to leave? No, I should pass it back. Have any of you had to leave a fandom because things have gotten too dicey? Or even if not too dicey, it's just it was too tiring for you. Like, you know, wasn't fun anymore. Oh, Betty, so many. So many. Top hats. I'm just reading through. I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. Black Butler. I get requests for Black Butler Ciel a lot. No, that's interesting. That's really interesting. I will always find fandom and stuff interesting. And it's interesting observing it from a meta level too. Like when you see like people who are driven away from you and stuff like that. Because like just by the nature of the channel that this is, like I will do certain ships and like people will leave. And I'll be like, how dare you? How dare you talk about this? I'm gone. And it's just fascinating to me. Like I'm not even mad. I'm just like, that's interesting. Like I'm not mad about anything except for TannerCon, apparently. Again, what is wrong with me? Oh. What I'm really looking forward to is I am looking forward to our next round of Dream Daddy dates. Like that's gonna be a lot of fun. Nacha, good question. I could actually find that out. Like I could go into analytics and find that out. I'm not sure though. One of them probably is that Voltron vid I did on casual racism though. Pretty sure that like a lot of people for that. Furries, Thorky, like Build Dip. Like, yeah, there's a bunch. It really varies because like a lot of people don't have the mentality of like people can like what they like or not even like, because like I actually don't ship a lot of things I talk about. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but I don't. Like I just talk about all ships because I feel pretty benign about all ships and I find them for the most part equally interesting. but I don't ship them all. But for a lot of people, just the idea of like talking about a ship is like a betrayal and like a tacit approval of its existence, which some people can't handle. And so Shizuko, I'll try. James, like, I've got like a great like mental image. Remember Godzilla, Matthew Broderick, like that's a lot of fish. Now I'm just like, that's a lot of ships. Oh, I'm so lame. So lame. If it exists, there's salt about it. If you salt it, they will come. I should have kept my salt near me. Ooh, there's some like salt kernels down here. I should like pick them up. Just like, salt. So much salt. Lame just means comfy. That's right. Just like cringe isn't really an insult, okay? Oh, that's why, like, you see that new meme, like, snap, this is going to my cringe collection? And I'm like, so you mean your awesome collection of people doing what they want and not caring what others think? Because that's what that sounds like. Oh, Double OQ. I used to get a lot of requests for Double OQ during, like, especially obviously during the Daniel run, Daniel Craig. They were always like, Daniel, he has a last name. He's got 2 first names. Come on, you can do this. Pugs, one thing I am glad of about that is that some of the YouTubers have changed their titles, because I know a lot of them had like, they were like is and stuff like that. And then that was getting like a lot of flags and stuff like that. So they changed it to maybe. And I'm like, that's good. Cause I'm personally a fan of like less clickbaity stuff. Like I know like a good title, good thumb and stuff is really important, but I'm like, I also feel it's very true to be, it's good to be true to your content. I feel that way about titles across the board, really, which for some reason is making me think about, like the whole like thick Elastigirl like combos that have been going on. That got me like really, it sent me into like a weird think spiral. So like, let me share with you my weird think spiral, because my husband is tired of talking about it. And that is, so you remember there were all those like those articles about, you know, like, oh, she's so thick and it's so great and we love it and look at that bootay and all of that. Like, firstly, pretending like it wasn't there in the first movie, which it was. Didn't you see it? But then going on, it was just fascinating. And then you had the backlash, which was just like, oh, like, how dare you talk about this? And then it made me really think about, when was the last time that I read a honest to goodness film review that it was about some aspect of the movie, like the actual like production of it. It was like, when was the last time I read something that was about like the pacing, the writing, the plot, the voice acting, the acting in general, the mise en scène, thank your cameraman, like just, when was the last time I read that? And then it made me realize, I was like, oh yeah, because like of the rise of all like the blogs and the opinion pieces and stuff that very much feel like you're chatting with your friends, kind of like how we're chatting now. And that's kind of observation that you would very much make to your friends, like, oh wow, she's thick, you know, like, oh, she's looking good. But that would be like a casual observation between friends. It wouldn't be an entire movie review. Basically, it would just be like she thick is not a movie review, but because those kind of things get a lot of traction, I find that a lot of mainstream outlets feel the need to compete, and so they write things as in that style a lot of times, but also still imposing some of their more journalistic principles. So it almost comes across like an analytical piece. But the thing is, it's not a true analytical piece because it doesn't analyze a wide breadth of work. So really then you're only looking at one thing and then making a statement like this is good because thicker women, but it's only one film. So then it's disingenuous as a review and it's disingenuous as an analytical piece. And so then you're just left with this thing that exists that's like thick booty. And it's just, it's fascinating to me. It's really, really fascinating. Oh, since I see you're still talking about it. Like, I have no problem. Like, if that is like, if Lance is, that's 100% like fine with me. It's just, for me, it's the titling and like the tin hatting and like the whole, like, if you don't think that, you're wrong. Like, there's a lot of theories about Lance, a lot of Lance theories out there. And it makes sense because like there's so little character development given to him in comparison to the other characters. So of course it makes sense. Luna, you know there are people who I could write an essay on the thickness or a robo booty essay, especially after Lost in Space. Can we all just agree that it was a nice booty? I enjoyed it. I enjoy Elastigirl's thickness. Like, there we go. I said it. Oh, Timothy, your question just reminds me that I was going on and on about like Connor. I was like, ooh, Connor, the android sent by CyberLife. And Mr. Shiver was like, you're not allowed to have an android unless we get one that doesn't look like a person. And I was like, because that's going to stop me. Like, oh. Kyle, how do we ever get to booty? It just happens. It's just where these streams naturally end up. They end up with thick Thanos, daddies, and booty. Like that's just where we are. The booty finds you. What is the mug? It's an Adventure Time mug. It is Lumpy Space Princess. Two feelings. Lumpy Space Princess. Wendy, why you gotta bring up Decadent Plow? First chat. What am I drinking? Water. Tonight it's water. You don't find the booty. The booty finds you. Booty hunters. Water is exciting. I hope that you are making a reference to water being exciting because I've heard people like water is boring and I'm like, oh, water is the elixir of life. Positively damp. I'm so glad when I see all of you who come for all of the streams and remember all of our stream memes, our wonderful, wonderful stream memes. They're special. They're very, very special. Oh. I know this is going to sound really harsh, but when I read like a review that's just like, Mrs. Impossible is, not Mrs. Impossible, that is the Venture Brothers. Mrs. Incredible is thick, and that is a good thing. I get like, is it really awful to say that that's not journalism? Is that a really mean, awful thing to say? Oh, Sprite. Oh, like we had our fireworks because it was Canada Day. I forgot. How could I forget? It was Canada Day on the weekend. And that means it's one of our few, like about 5 holidays where we're allowed fireworks. So there were a lot of fireworks going off, which was nice. Don't see them very often. Wendy, that escalated quickly. Oh yeah, Clark and Dean, I can see that because Jensen Ackles was on Smallville for a little bit. You can do some interesting AUs with that. Do you have a favorite animated movie? I love too many animated movies to just pick one. This video is about nothing and everything. Yeah, that sounds about right for all our streams, though. It's just us chatting. It's not really about anything. It's just coming to talk about fandom and different things, and usually why I'm salty. Because it happens. Oh. Joey, it could be. But again, like I said, like that has to be analytical and you need to bring other stuff into it. And a lot of times they don't because, again, you still have to be on time. Like if you wanted to do a real piece about like the evolution of female portrayals in animation, that would be interesting. But you wouldn't have it on their desk by Monday when the film came out. You would not. Shallura, yeah. The thing, like I mentioned in one of the other streams, is that Voltron goes so fast that like I've just given up on trying to be on time. I'm like, you know what? No, like it's not happening. I'm just gonna do them when I do them and when I have time for them, and just brace myself for all of the. Well, then season 6 happens. So they have my Hugo voice that I haven't used yet, but I intend to use the Hugo voice for the next stream. Hey guys, I'm Hugo. Is that awful? It's like an Urkel voice. I don't know what's going on with it. When is that stream? Oh, for the gaming stream? I have no idea. I wish I could tell you, but I honestly do not know. It will just kind of happen when I have time / feel like it, which is usually how my gaming streams happen. They're usually on the weekend. Not yet. Again, that's another one that needs to be made. And I'm glad that that one's waited, because now there are a bunch of people who are trying to / genuinely do feel it's problematic. So it's going to be interesting to have that new element to add to it. Wendy, I'm sorry. That's why you need to follow me on social media, because that's when I'm like, yeah, I've got my stuff together. That's where. Oh, Denton, I'm so glad. I have no idea what that was. Like, you were asking me, and I was like, I can give no advice because I do not know. Oh, Rachel, I've done a couple. I need to do more, though. I have, Betty, I have Insta as well, and usually it's pretty good about sending out notifications. I mean, as good as YouTube is about that kind of thing. And I do always leave the gaming streams up after. And this hair has to go up because, oh my God, it's so hot here. I can't. And actually, it's not looking bad for how hot it is. Whew. Janet, that's too much pressure. Thank you, though. When will Robert hit puberty? Never, as long as I'm doing his voice. See you, Pugs. Whenever I see it like this, I'm all like, why don't I wear it naturally all the time? And then I'm like, right, the sweat and the heat and the summer awful. That is why. Oh gosh, Heroes. I need to do one of those Sylar ships from Heroes one of these days. I know, summer is the worst. Rachel, I definitely will, and it might be soon. It is the vote for Patreon. And Alan, yes. Yes, I will be doing some Overwatch ships. You've been Batman. Yeah. Oh, Kyle, do you know I don't pronounce GIF how I want, just to avoid like trouble? Oh. It's creased so much. It's so hot. I don't even care. Oh. Lestat Louis Horan things. It's actually Louis and Armand. No, like the vote is for Louis and Lestat. Would you do one? I actually put a vote out for a Batman and Catwoman retrospective. It didn't win, but I do still want to do one. It's just, it's going to be a very, 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 very long video. So long. Do you ship any of the ships you've done videos on? Yes, I do ship some of them, just not all. I've done a couple of those, like asexual characters, like a couple, not like as many as there are lots more that I could talk about. I think like Asexual Sherlock is the one that I like the most. I really enjoyed the asexuality discussion that we did in the Bughead video. And like there's a lot more to talk about. Like there's so much. See you, Starry. Have you ever started shipping something because of a video that you did on it? No, I can't say that I have. Like, and there are some really popular ships that I don't care about. Like, that's not fair. I care about them. I just don't ship them. But I read fics for them. I read fics for things that I don't ship. Like, does anybody else do that? When is my next conversation is going to be uploaded? It is coming this week. It is coming. I'm so behind, but it is coming this week. I have a bunch of really interesting ones coming up, even though I am debating how much longer I'm going to continue doing them. It's getting more and more difficult to find the time to film them. Just like Mr. Shipper is getting busier and busier, and he's my I was gonna say babysitter, but I'm like, it's not babysitting, it's parenting. He's my co-parent. So I don't know. Like we will see. I still have a good like 15 to put up. So we could also do Lando now, Melissa. Yeah, like, well, I'm trying to remember, Sammy. Like, I think they're all interesting, but I'm biased. Like, honestly, it's like I think that I got really excited, and so I was like, I'm gonna film them all. I'll put them all up, and I was like, ooh, the algorithm does not like that. Let me space this out a bit more. I need to calm it down, or YouTube is going to metaphorically slap me. Sierra, I just like talking when people want to talk to me. Like I'm super cash about it. YouTube can be mean. YouTube can be really mean. Do you know what ship you'll upload next? I actually do know what I'm uploading this week for once. So I can tell you. Okay. So we got Burnt. We've got a video that I think I'm just going to call like sending you virtual shipping hugs or something like that. We got the Fanversations. We got Broner. We have a lot of stuff. I don't know like how soon I'll get all of it up. I think most of it should come this week, and then maybe some will leak into the next week. And then we got, people are messaging me, don't they know? Then we got Loki part 2. Then we got Spurk, Shippable Moments by Janet. And then finally, a bajillion years later, you thought it would never come. You thought the day would never come. I'm just Damien right now. But it's Destiny Elbow Shippable Moments. It's happening. It's happening. It's finally happening. And then by summer's end, I am determined to have either Supercorp or Nigmobblepot done and up. Like one of those needs to be done and happening. Supercorp fandom is a bit tiring right now, so I won't lie, it might be Nigmobblepot first. There is a God. It's been more than 84 years. It's been centuries. It's been decades. I know, and I didn't forget. Like, I know I still get messages all the time, like, are you still doing these? Like, why did you stop? And it's just like, you don't, It wasn't on purpose. It just happened. But yeah, I'm looking for, like, I finally have like a schedule, like a low-key schedule, and I'm like, yes, I'm happy with this. And I say that now, but then, like, Lord knows, like, something might happen, like Hannah, where I'm just like, oh, look, a speed bump, which is usually what happens to me, where I'm like, oh, look, you know, like a bird with a shiny thing, like, I'm on my way to Destiel Moments, like season 8. Oh, look, another ship. Does Connor wear a tracksuit? Oh, top hats. I want to make a vid on that too. Why you gotta remind me? Now I'm gonna be like, ooh. I actually have the Telltale games too, and part of me was like, I'll play them. Well, even if I don't stream them, I will obviously play them for the research purposes, but I do want to do a video on that. Oh, Nigmablepot is the pairing of Edward Nigma and Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin and Riddler, specifically from Gotham. I don't know why I said it like that, like I'm a special like host announcer on a game show. Behind door number 1, Nigmablepot. And again, I actually put out a call at the end of one of my videos that's going to come up. That's like, what do you want to see? And I'm like, someone's going to say something I know, and I'm going to be like, ooh. What's behind door number 2? Behind door number 2 is, I don't know. I'm really thinking about Connor and Marcus, but it's on the vote right now and is not winning. Actually, what is winning? I can check right now. Like, I have the technology. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. Oh, Daphne and Velma pulled into the lead a little bit. It's pulled into the lead. Let's see. We'll see if it stays there. Salt is behind door number 2. Salt is behind all of the doors. I already have Alan. I did that video with Rebecca, the Slytherin lookbook. We did some ships on my channel, and then we did a Slytherin lookbook together. That was a lot of fun. And I've done also with Ashley Rogers Burdell. I was in a clip of one of her vids. I talk with Andrea of Zonko videos all of the time, like all of the time. No top hats, no. Buffy and Faith, like Fuffy, I like every few months I try and put that out there. I'm like, Fuffy, and like nobody picks it. And I'm like, come on, Fuffy. Just do it anyway. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. I actually don't even remember what I was just talking about doing because it is so hot and I'm literally melting. Oh, Fuffy, that's right. I think I need more water because I'm like, what? What's happening? Nat, that poll is on Patreon. Don't let your memes be memes. But memes are best when they're memes. Think about it. How hot is it there? I don't know. I honestly, actually, again, I have the technology. Like, how hot is it? It's 28. It's 28 degrees right now, which doesn't sound that bad, but we live in an old house, so everything just collects and no wind circulates or moves through it, and some of the windows can't open. So that's a thing. Don't let your dreams be memes. I have to say, full disclosure time, Connor is the first time in a long time that I've low-key actually shipped myself with somebody. Like, it's high school. I had a dream. We went to a dance, and I was like, what is this? It's disgusting. You're 28 years old. Yeah, Celsius. We be Celsius up here. Like we have Fahrenheit on our ovens and stuff like that. But whenever I hear temperature in Fahrenheit, like in my head, I hear it in Celsius, and I'm like, oh wait, Fahrenheit. Honestly, Sunshiner, like when I don't mind them if they're written like without the like second person I can do, but not insert your name here. Or it's like insert your name here. I'm like, no, just say you. You walk into the room. Yeah, I want to do a video on self-insert and like OCs, all kind of stuff. Everybody's melting. I'm like, at least I'm like, well, we're all hot together. We're all in this together. Days I wish I was Elsa. Is that sequel still happening? Like the Frozen 2? Is that still a thing? Do you think that the fur surrounding it will be the same? Like kind of like I feel like it might die out a bit. Kind of like how Westworld season 1 was like this huge cultural phenomenon, and Westworld season 2, like it really petered down to people who still like really cared about it. Bye, Anya. Timothy, that's terrible, and I love it. Worth it. Whole stream worth it just for that. That was one of my favorite videos to do. Like lots of times my favorite videos aren't like really popular ones, but I really liked doing Hans has fire powers. That's just a really fun headcanon. Like it's up there for me with the reverse falls. That's a really fun headcanon too. Altean Lance, like that one I'm super into, and that one you can track back to one person who started Altean Lance and is now a thing with all of the dark like Voltron squad and stuff. Like I really love that stuff. Like there's so many fun headcanons out there. Oh, there's a really cool Disney one that I saw the other day. Of course, now I'm blanking on. I'm like, that's actually cool. That makes sense. That would be cool, some sort of content, actually. That would be really cool. Like that's one of the things I'm really excited about. The Broner videos that I'm gonna get to use your guys' art that you sent to me and your fix. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like we legit made this thing happen. Like it's Wonder Cream all over again, but on a bigger scale, because I definitely got more for Broner than I did for Wonder Cream. Like it's a lot of fun. Oh, Denton, there's no hate here. I don't love it either. Like I have issues with it. Let's put it that way. Sakura, yes. Yes, you can. Like I said in my Hank Con or Hanner or Conk, wherever we're calling it, video, just this week. Like this week is the last week to get it to me because I probably will have it up for Saturday, which means I'll be working on it as late as probably Thursday or Friday. So there's still definitely time to get me stuff. I saw the word Cthulhu and now I'm like, oh, Cthulhu. No, Cthulhu is the Dark Lord who lives under us all and fills our hearts with despair. He does not deserve our love or attention. God zone. I actually really like Cthulhian works, like be they fictive works, Lovecraft's actual works, or just like stuff with those kind of themes, especially horror movies with those kind of themes. I really, really enjoy it. Especially there's a bunch of 80s adaptations of Lovecraft stories that are very loose adaptations, but I actually think they're really good. Two of them have, you know, I love Jeffrey Combs. Reanimator, which is one of my favorite movies ever. And I've seen all the Reanimators, but the first one, okay, I have to make this series idea in my head a series. I'm sorry. I have to. After Burnt, right? And I have to do Reanimator. The Reanimator has a shipping community. I don't know if you know that. I'm part of it. It was Reanimator and From Beyond. And those are, I love those two. I love both those. And they both have Jeffrey Combs in them as like a protagonist. And he's just amazing. I'm still so sad that I couldn't work up the nerve to talk to him. And I still couldn't. You could put me in a room right now and it would be, remember the episode of Community where he, oh my God, he meets Geordie, where he meets LeVar Burton. And he's just sitting there staring. He's like, hi, I'm LeVar Burton. And he's just sitting there with his eyes wide. And you cut the scenes with him in the bathroom. Like, I didn't want to meet him. You can't disappoint a pitcher. Like, that's me. That is me. That is me with meeting anybody. I'll just sit there and be so awkward. I know it. YouTube doesn't know what to retract anymore. Yeah, they're trying out a new like feature. It's a an automatic mod. It's really weird. It is really weird. No, because like I talk to you guys. Like, I'm talking to you now. I talk to you in Fanversations. Like, I can't, like, I don't know. Like, I have like, I talk, even like authors and like fan artists, I have like an actor block. I don't know what's wrong with me. He seems so nice. It was just like, It's okay. It's all right. I'm loving all these like Cthulhu stuff happening in the chat. Cthulhu hentai is not what I expected tonight. Denton, you must always expect the unexpected in these chats because that's what I do. And now we'll always bring it up. You know, it'll be added to our list of all the things that always come up, just like Cthulhu. I mean, Decadent Tentacle Plow. No. Does anybody remember that time? I'm clapping. Does anybody remember that time in comics when Jason Todd was a tentacle monster? Please tell me that somebody remembers this. Please tell me. Thank you. Thank you for remembering this was a thing that happened. Has anybody read Fix from during that era? Because I have. Oh my gosh. Okay, Megan, it was during the era when Jason Todd was Nightwing, from that era when they thought that they were going to kill Dick Grayson, but then didn't. And so they had some overlap, and then they had to figure out what to do with Jason. And that was one of the things. That was one of the things. Who was he shipped with? You know he was shipped with Dick Grayson. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Cathoner. Yeah, Denton, he was for 2 seconds. They were gonna kill Dick Grayson. They were gonna make Jason Nightwing, and he was gonna go in a dark, gritty direction, and he was gonna kill. But then lots of the staff were able to convince the editor at the time that was a terrible idea and that people liked Dick Grayson. But he didn't understand why people liked Dick Grayson, because he was like, but he's not Robin and he's not Batman. I don't get it. And so, but they were like, no, he's important. People like him. And so they managed to save his life. But then there was this whole other plot because with comics, you already have other plots in motion. So it's like, this was already happening. And then it was like, oh, well, great. Now we need to find a way to work this out. Oh, like, that's so cute. Connor taking care of Alice. Oh, that's adorable. I've seen some great Connor Chloe fan art too, which is really cute. Cthulhu hentai, think about it. I'm sure there are already people who have thought about it. Because he's there. Oh. How did we get here? How did it come to this? I think we need to celebrate the fact that we came from Tanacon to Cthulhu. Like that is very impressive. We are an impressive bunch. Yeah, like Merthyr or just like any Merlin video. Merlin is actually okay. Somebody asked me about my favorite fictional characters. I guess Merlin's one of them for sure. I've always loved Arthurian lore, and I've always loved stories about Merlin in particular. There was actually a series I used to read when I was a kid. I wish I could remember it because it was about young Merlin. Oh my god, why did I do that? It was more uncomfortable. It was really interesting, and I wish I still had it. Just roll with it. I want to make a domestic fic book with Cthulhu and Thanos living in Thickville. I'd read it. I would read it. I think that was it, Rachel. I think that was it. Again, like, I don't know. Why don't I ever just... There's this picture of Eames just sitting on my computer that I accidentally opened. And it's really funny. I wish I could show it to you guys. I was going to look up the Lost Years of Arthur, but again, this one's great too. Oh, I wish I could show these to you. Let me describe it for you. It's Leonardo DiCaprio on set walking around and Joseph Gordon-Levitt with his head pointed down. It's not like he's not actually looking at it, but it looks like he's checking out his butt. And so people have added the caption "dad ass" because of course they did. So as you can tell, the Arthur X Eames video, it's got memes. Now finally, can we leave all of these other tabs that I've got open? As always, a million tabs, and look at the Lost Years of Merlin. The Lost Years of Melon. Like, what am I doing? Yes, that is the series. This is it. Oh, I loved these. These were a lot of fun. I think I only have one of them left. I think I have book 5 for some reason, but none of the others. I managed to find the world's most awkward clip of Joseph Gordon-Levitt too on Comedy Central when he was talking to Stephen Colbert, where he's like, "Oh, people masturbate to me." It's so awkward. Of course, I put it in the video. Of course, I did. Also, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is on the list of people who I've had a crush on literally my entire life. I thought it was just from when I was about a teen with Third Rock from the Sun, but then I realized no, he was in Angels in the Outfield. So my entire life. Also, Angels in the Outfield, underrated. Oh man. Look, Broner is one thing. This Thanos and Cthulhu thing, Thanos, whatever is happening here. Fan art. There's some funny side chats going on in here. Thanulu. There we go. Thanulu. That's so great. Thanos, I don't know. Thanulu sounds like you could be talking about something else. And so you would just like, hey, have you heard about Thanulu? Do you worship our Lord Thanulu? People would be like, what are you talking about? Oh, it sounds like some bizarre like lifestyle thing we would hear about. Like, embrace Thanulu and your life will be so much better. You'll have more headspace. You'll be more relaxed thanks to Thanulu. Oh, that sounds like a medication, actually. I'm going to write down Thanulu just so I don't forget. Like, some things you don't want to forget, and Thanulu is one of them. Shipping is relaxing. It can be, Megan. It can be. It depends where you are. Thanulu is sure. I'll update on that. I am in the process of commissioning some art for our shirts, so I'm really excited about that. Like, it's nice to be working with like an artist and like that kind of thing. Like, it's cool. I'm enjoying it a lot, and I really hope that it comes out like well and nice and yeah. Yeah. Actually, 8Mad, yeah. If this is gonna be our thing, yeah, I know. Like, every stream, it's just like, what crack ships can we make? But you see, if we try to make them, it won't happen. That is the thing with the crack ship. You just gotta let it happen naturally, which is what we're doing. You know, we're giving birth to all these crack ships. They're just springing forth from our foreheads, fully formed, like Minerva. He needs the gauntlet to handle those tentacles. How did we get here? Actually, leaving the stream live wasn't so bad, like, as I thought it would be. But like, I'm not gonna make it a regular thing, especially not this one. Like, hey, Tana, blah. Like, no, thank you. I don't need any potential petty vengeance coming my way because of that. Because you see what will happen with it if it happens. 4,000 people outside. Yes, I'm still salty. I'm so salty. Oh my god. I have a bunch lined up, 8Mad and Rachel, actually. I have Monster Prom. I bought today. Oh, I guess it was 3 games. They were all on sale for $5, so that's why I'm kind of like, what did I buy? I have self-control. It's just like, ooh, I got one called Late Shift. It's another, like, it's a modern FMV, which I was intrigued by. Like, it's actually new. Written by the author of the Sherlock Holmes 2009 film with over 180 decisions. It's a heist thing. So I'm intrigued. I mean, the first like review was like really bad, but the other ones are pretty good. And I'm just intrigued by the concept of potentially making really terrible decisions in this game. I also want to see how good the acting is. So that's a thing that might happen. Interactive movie night with SG. I like FMVs. I do. And I like all different kinds of styles of game. It's like, I understand why some people don't like Detroit Become Humans gameplay. I really do. And they're like, oh, it's just like a massive quick time event. And I'm like, I actually like that. Like, it's pretty low stress for me because, as I've established, I'm not good. Like, that's the press X to Alice or Jason is about as much as I can handle. Ooh, 8Mad. I hope it is soap opera acting. I really do. I want some Gamora telling off Thanos level soap opera acting because you love nothing. Price X to love. Oh. More ship videos about what, Mistress of Yaoi? Oh, the 11th? Everything's coming out so fast. Everything is so fast. It's too fast. I know, Rita. Like, it'll be so fun. We can make all of the worst choices together. Do we stay or do we run? Do we kiss or do we not kiss? Like, need to know. Oh, Kara, that's me too. I'm so bad. And I point at the screen too. I'm like, it's over there. Oh, it's over there. Oh, I'm so glad that Mr. Shipper loves me because otherwise that would be unbearable. Contradiction? Let me look it up. Contradiction. Is it contradiction spot the liar? Or is it just called contradiction? Oh. Ooh, spot the liar. I'd be terrible at this. Now I really want it. Spot the liar. Can you just go through and be like, everybody's lying. Trust no one. You all did it. That's why I'm not a detective. You all did it. You're all guilty. Everybody to the dungeon. 1 million years dungeon. Speaking of, Mr. Shipper and I have a running joke together that the algorithm on YouTube is just the Earl of Lemongrab. Just sitting there being like, this video is unacceptable. I know, Rita, constant vigilance. You're all guilty. Y'all did it. Everything is the murder weapon. I know. All of your vids demonetized. I do like FMVs. I'm not gonna lie; those would be fun to play. Like any of the games where you get to make decisions together are fun to play. Do not pass go. You get no ads. Oh, they've unveiled so many new features lately. Like I'm so lukewarm about most of them. And again, most of them aren't in Canada yet. Like some of them will come after. Like, you know, it's really funny. Like they switched YouTube Red to memberships. But YouTube Red just came to Canada like 2 weeks ago. I was like, that's so funny. Now they have premieres and they're partnering with Teespring, but like I'm not partnering with Teespring. I'm not like I have a t-shirt partner, but they're not Teespring. And they're gonna have like memberships, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm into that. I don't know. I know it's powered by Amanda Allen. Amanda is working on it, or the RK900. Oh, Felicia, what did they ask you to ask? The thing with YouTube Red is that for me, like lots of the shows on it, I don't care enough about. Like it really is like, oh, like Netflix, right? And I'm like, it's really not. Like the shows on there and stuff, most of them are not up to the caliber of those kind of services. And I'm like, if I can pay less than actually the amount for YouTube Red and get what I like all the Netflix stuff that I get, like it's not worth it for me at least. You know, that's what I think. That's just me though. And then like I already have a Patreon and I like that it's separate. I like that if people want to go there, they can. But if they don't want to, they don't have to feel pressured, because I never want anybody to feel pressured that they have to do anything or that they're better than other fans if they do, because they're not. Like it's just that there are some extra fun things like votes, because you know me. Like, you know that if I do not have something nailed down, I will not get back to it, like STL Season 8. So it's a nice guarantee that I can give. Like, you guys guaranteed something to happen. But, like, I don't know, the idea of, like, memberships and, like, members-only posts and stuff like that, to me, it just sounds stressful. I'm like, oh, that's more stuff that I have to do. I'm already bad at doing the stuff that I'm doing now. It's like everybody's like, oh, like Instagram video, like transfer all of your videos onto Instagram video too and do Instagram stories. I'm like, here I am just like having palpitations, like too much, too much work. Social media is hard, guys. Is anybody else really bad at social media? Because like I feel like I'm terrible at social media. I still have to play Until Dawn. You kids with your Insta chat. I'm so bad at like social media. Like I still take selfies with the actual selfie cam. Like I cannot even turn it away from me. I'm just like, and I can't get Mr. Shipper to take them. Like I know like some people have like Instagram husbands or boyfriends or girlfriends or partners that are like, take my picture. But Mr. Shipper is the worst because he's like, you always look nice. And he takes these atrocious pictures of me. And he's like, you look so nice. I'm like, how can you not see this picture is terrible? And he's like, because you're in it. And I'm just like, it's a bad picture. Oh, the accidental phone calls, Wendy, they're the worst. Oh. It's nice, and I know he means it, but I'm just like, that's not helping me take this picture. So now I have to have like a timer on and take like 1 million like at once to try and get something. I have a Facebook, and again, I'm never on it. Like for a while, I locked myself out of it. I was like, what's my password again? And then I forgot that I was locked out, and then I was like, wait, I was supposed to be on Facebook. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst. Oh. Facebook can get so toxic. Like Tumblr can too, especially if people jump into tags and purposely spam them. Like that can be frustrating. It can be really frustrating. And like Facebook, I feel like people are going out of their way to be angry on Facebook sometimes. Like I'll see like a really nice post about like puppies or something, but like, oh, puppies. Maybe I'll make a comment. And it's like, did you know that most puppies live their lives? And I'm just like, oh, oh my goodness. I think most things are fun if you don't do it 24/7. Like Spencer, I do. Like I was watching like one of those Markiplier, Mamaplier videos, and she was talking to him, and she's like, "Oh, you get to play games for fun. It's so fun." And he said something, you could like see like the anguish inside of him that like it's not something he can really talk about. He's like, "Oh, it's not for fun if it's a job." And I'm like, I feel you, but I know it's not something a lot of people would get. But I feel you. I feel you, Marky Moo. Yes, I like Markiplier. He's one of my fave YouTubers. My daughter likes his voice. Oh, I didn't even tell you. Okay, so I like Markiplier, but he swears a lot. And so sometimes I'm like, what should I put on for my daughter if I don't want her to really pay attention to the screen, but like just have like background stuff? So sometimes I'm like, okay, well, if I put on the Dream Daddy like thing, like really quietly, and then at least I know there's not going to be any swearing and she can't see the salt, like the smut chat or anything like that. It's fine. One time I did that and she took the remote. She is only 14 months old. And she took the remote and toggled it down to a Markiplier video and clicked that. I was just like, oh snap. I've had some hilarious child burns actually this week. Like that happened. And then we went to the park for Canada Day. They did this thing at some of the local parks where they opened up the water vents and filled the, like, if there were areas to fill, they filled them and they tested the water to make sure it wasn't dirty. And then if it wasn't dirty, then all the kids go in. So we went down there, and by there was a sand pit kind of thing. And the kids had dug a trench, and they were bringing over water from the big splash pad and pouring it in and everything. And so my daughter got in and she was splashing around. All the kids were bigger than her, so I had to stay close so that they didn't bulldoze all over. And she's there splashing, and I was like, oh yeah, Simone, you love it. It's like a big giant puddle. And then one kid turned to me and was like, it is a puddle. I was like, whoa. Oh snap. Oh, it was so funny. Oh snap. Megan, people keep telling me that. I honestly thought you've been Batman. It is a puddle. Oh. I know, right, Joey? Like, kids. Is it, Megan? It seems hard. People keep telling me that. Okay. I'll ask Robbie. Like, I did my last conversation with him. I'm sure he knows how to do it. I'll ask him to help me set that up. Maybe. I don't know. Like, if it seems like it's going to be more work, then I don't know. Because I already have so little time and I already have a bajillion ideas. So, I don't know. Kids are so sassy. It's so good because they don't realize they're being sassy, which is what makes it so fantastic. Like, she was playing with another kid, like 13 months old, and she has walked up to him, bulldozed over this kid, and took the book out of her hands and was like, and then walked over and handed it to me. And I was like, she's so aggressive. I was like, she's assertive. I'm like, that's good. I just need to temper that. Let's temper it. We'll need to temper that. But you can already tell what the traits are really, really, really early on. So it's just like, okay, assertive, outgoing, knows what she likes. I can deal with that. I dig it. I dig it. It depends how old they are, Betty. Like, eventually, when you hit like that 9-ish range, they can be sassy. Oh. I'll look into it. I mean, what are the benefits of Discord? Someone explain to me. Like, explain Discord to me. Please, like, I really don't get it. Like, I feel so lame, but I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't get it. Like, it's kind of like Snapchat. I get Snapchat. I'm just not, like, really into it. But with Discord, I'm just like, I don't get it. Help me. Help me like you helped me with Sinbad. Help me. Please, not other social media. That's kind of how I feel, Timothy. I'm like, I already have 3, and to me, that's too many. But how do they work, Kino? How do they work? Like, what do you do? What does it look like? It's like Skype. So can you all see each other? Is it like that? Or is it like, is it the same as this, but on a different server? I have so many questions. Okay, but my main question is because, you see, because like you can tell how much I don't get this. I'm like my old like grandma right now. Like, what is an email? Do I have to bring my computer with me? Okay, what makes it different than this? Like, legit question. I've become my mother. How do you attach a file? Like, oh. But how, Alan? How? What's different? I don't understand. See, all of this, I'm sure this is really easy, but all of this just sounds incredibly hard to me. Like, I'm sure if someone walked me through it and held my hand and was like, okay, this, like, I'm sure it's fine. But to me, like, this just sounds like a lot of work and really, really hard. I already have this. I like this. I like how this is working. And I think it's good. And one of the things I like is I like keeping things as much in one place as possible. Like, it's good to diversify and have other places where people can reach you and talk to you, especially because YouTube has that habit of like sometimes maybe things will just vanish or be deleted. And so, yeah, that it's a good idea to have other places where people can reach you. But at the same time, I do like having things consolidated because it's like, remember a few years back when everybody had like a bajillion YouTube channels? They're like, this is my main channel. Now I vlog. Now I work out. Now I also game. Now I also this. And you had to follow like a million different channels. That's kind of how I feel about it. I feel like it splits your audience sometimes in ways that you don't have to, you know? Oh, Kyle. It's not so bad. Every now and again, you have those moments where you realize how much your parents rubbed off on you, and you're like, right. See, the way everybody's talking right now, I'm getting like Pandorum vibes. Does anybody else like Pandorum? I do. But they don't describe Pandorum properly in the movie. They're like, Pandorum, it's like a feeling or a thing that sometimes happens to you in space, I guess. Like, that's how I'm feeling about this description of Discord. Like, Discord, it's like a chat room, but also like Skype, but also with multiple like things. The funny thing is, like, I go onto it like every now and again, like for Sticky Keys and her rewatches, but I just like I still don't fully get it. The Undiscovered Country. Well, that is my favorite Star Trek movie, so maybe. The space between space. Making it all mythical now. What, the Redstone? Like, we're on an island. We can only watch one thing for the rest of our lives. As if so, it's Star Trek because of preference and also just because there's more of it. Discord, the forbidden fruit. I remember MySpace. I never had one. Actually, I have a Facebook because I got tricked into being on it. So. It'll be the Garden of Eden. In the Garden of Eden, baby. The link between worlds. I'm loving it. I feel like we should write the pamphlet now. Like, this is just the pamphlet, like Discord, the space between worlds. You can transfer ownership to people? What is this? I'm not ready. I don't think I'll ever be ready, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's for me, to be honest. I never even thought I'd be on camera, let alone live streaming every week. Like, this is still like really bizarre to me that this is happening. Good bizarre. Like, I love it bizarre, but it's very much like I slipped into the crack into an alternate reality with an SG who is like social, which is strange. Megan, you can make what you want. Like, go for it. I mean, like I said in the last stream, it's still, I love you guys, but it baffles me that you're all here. I think you're very special, wonderful individuals. It's Thanulu, isn't it? It's because of Thanulu. I mean, and a favorite fandom, I don't know. It cycles. It cycles. It cycles. Right now, I am very much enjoying Detroit Become Human. I am reading like several fics at once. You know that thing where you're refreshing the page, like, did they update? Did they update? Did they update? Like, that's me right now. But I'll probably be out of it. No, also, I found like the greatest Puss in Boots episode of all time. That's like a canon crack ship episode where there are two swords, a good sword and an evil sword, fighting over this one guy who they both think is awesome and they want him to own them. It's amazing. It's amazing. Discord's like a goat, but not really, and like a dragon, but not really either. Is it gonna be like The Omen? We pull up a grave. It's just. Oh my gosh. Identity Crisis. I haven't read that in a while. I need to go back. And make sure, like, is it done? What else am I reading right now? I have a bunch open. There are actually a couple. I can't. They're all smutty, guys. I have a problem. It's not that I look for smut. It's just like smut happens. Like, to me, it's like sex in a movie. Like, sometimes it just happens. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I am reading The Witch's House, but that one's dark. It's so dark. It's dark in The Witch's House. Smut. I know. Well, it's true. Smut happens. You don't find smut, the smut finds you, especially if you're on AO3. Like, I am really unfazed by smut and erotica in general, so. Melina, yes, I have. A lot. I've read a lot of those. That one of my favorite Cherrick fics is that there's a great Cherrick fic where they switch. Oh, and it's set post First Class, but before Days of Future Past. Yeah. It is hard. Like, it is hard to avoid smut if you don't want it, to be honest. It is. But at least with, like, lots of the sites have good filters and stuff. They're decent. Just be like, no, nothing above this rating. It's not happening. And then you can, you know. But then there is less. I will admit it. Yeah, I like that. I like that, Alan, too. Like, when it's both. Like, the fic itself is really, like, intricate and interesting. And, like, there also happens to be smut. Like, it's fine. For me, untagged stuff, it depends what is untagged and how big of a thing it is to in a fic. Like, I was reading The Taste of You, I think it was. It's a Hanner fic. And it's like a retelling of the game, but like with a Connor who is coming to his deviancy by discovering that he has an oral fixation. It is not as smutty as it sounds. Like, it's decently smutty, but not as smutty as it sounds. But there was one chapter where they do the Kamsky thing, and they have like a tiny moment. Like, it's a blip. Like, it's barely anything in the fic. It's like one chapter and it's not even the entire chapter. And people like tripped out at the author, like, how dare you? You didn't tag this. And I was just like, it was one scene. It's never happening again. It's over. It was a retelling of that scene in the game. To me, it wasn't that big of a deal. And I'm like, if you tag that, then you would drive people away because they would think that that was what the entire fic was also focusing on, because then it wouldn't really be a genuine tag. And it also takes away the kind of the surprise of the moment. And to me, I'm like, it's not a big deal. It's not like it was like something, you know, like a rape scene or dub con or anything like that. That was just like, oh, like, we're ignoring your triggers. It was just like, it was one scene with a kind of quasi pairing, but not really. And like, she went back and updated the tags and all this stuff, and like, she apologized, and I'm like, good for her, but like, I do not think that she needed to do that. Or he, I don't know. Why am I assuming? That's terrible. I'm an awful person. Like, I don't think they needed to do that at all. But that's just me. That's just me. Maybe some of you have read it and you were really offended by the surprise Connor Kamsky. You know, the surprise Kamsky sticking a lollipop in Connor's mouth, making him suck it. Okay, it's honestly, I guess it is pretty smutty, isn't it? Huh. I guess I'm just desensitized. Some people's tags are longer than the fic. Let me find it. I think I probably have it open on my phone. So let me, if I can find the name, if I have it open, I will tell you. Oh, did I close it? Who am I? Whose mans is this? Have they updated recently, actually? Like, I'm so curious now. Like, this must be an exciting part of the stream, like watching me scroll through my phone for like, that's called Tasting You. And it's by Surprise Beta. And you can actually see it here now. There's the extra tag, flirting on Kamsky's behalf to Connor. Gosh, I don't feel... There are more tags than like anything I've seen in a long, long time. Now it's over tagged. Before it did not have this many tags. Now it's got, I think, about 50 tags on it. Wendy, that's how I feel too. I'm like, I feel like there are certain things that definitely should be tagged to be like respectful, but these tags are intense. I hadn't looked at the tags because I love this fic. I really do. But angst, arrested, handcuffs, whiskey freeform, sumo care, programs, lollipops, I am alive, RA9 freeform, LADs, popsicles, denial of feelings, discussions of death, androids can't own anything, kissing, hair pulling, French kissing, android anatomy, Kamsky text, love, sexual tension, jealousy, gender fluid character, Stratford Tower, special chapter. Kamsky is the suck dad, hunting for evidence, RA9, question mark, android death, character death, CCTV, damage, minor injuries, trauma, Jericho, repair, Connor has a smoothie addiction, stereotypically angry repairman, making out, lap dance, fraudage, falling in love, acceptance. That's not even all of them. That's not all of them. That's not even all of them. And honestly, those tags, they don't give away anything that's happened. So I guess that's pretty good. I mean, except for the flirting on Kamsky's behalf towards Connor, which I guess is why it's so high up. But oh my gosh. No, Dylan, no. Oh. When the tags promise you the fanfic of your dreams, but the fic is 1 chapter. This fic is 17 chapters and still going strong. And there is a random Kamsky chapter in the middle that's a filler chapter. It's a 5 times chapter. It's a good fic though, honestly. It really is. I'm enjoying it. Like, yeah, it's if you're not into smut or that pairing, then it obviously won't be for you. But if you're fine with both those things and you like retellings of the game through a different lens, then yeah. Moonlight Dreamer, I hope you like. I made a video on like writing a while ago. If you're the kind of person who plans things out, I would definitely plan things out and also just plan how you're going to deal with fan interaction. Like if something like that happens to you, like you write a chapter and you didn't feel it was important to tag it with that specific tag, like how you're going to react and what you're going to do about it and all of that stuff. I don't know. Like I admit, like maybe I'm wrong. Like maybe the climate has changed and everything needs to be super tagged like that. But I really don't feel that it does, and I'm not sure how to feel about in the middle of a giant multi-chapter fic that's going to be like 20 plus chapters being so triggered about one tiny moment that's literally one moment in 1 chapter of the fic that it would make you stop reading it because it wasn't tagged. Like I don't know. I have lots of questions. Yeah, I know. Anne Rice did do that. That like if Lestat and Louis wins the vote, which I don't think it's going to at this point, then that will definitely be a big part of that video. Actually, who's winning? No, it's still Daphne and Velma. Timothy, I agree. Like, I think that there's certain stuff, like big things that should be tagged, especially stuff like that. Like, definitely like dubcon, self-harm, like those kind of things. Like, you can't just be like, haha, surprise. Did you think that this was a fun fic? Well, haha. Like, no, obviously. But we're talking about little things. Like, I talked about this with Sticky in our conversations too, where literally a character showed up in her fic and people tripped out. Like they're like, you didn't tag this character in your fic. And I actually remember the days when you couldn't tag multiple characters. You could pick 2 and like tag that many. Who's like, those are your tags. And I'm like, really? Like they showed up for 2 seconds. Like, I don't know. It's like if we were having a stream and like I tagged it like Fanulu, Dream Daddy, Thick, like all of that stuff. And then like Mr. Shipper popped in for 2 seconds, like legit 2 seconds. They're like, you didn't tag that. The stream is ruined. Like, I don't know. It's just, and then because then I feel like it would be disingenuous to tag that because some people would come in and be like, Mr. Shipper, and it would be like 2 seconds. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Scooby-Doo Apocalypse is actually really good. Like, I am very much enjoying Scooby-Doo Apocalypse. Hashtag Grayson. You didn't drag the stream. That's the thing, Timothy. Like, it's, and Artemis, it's like, you can do both things. It's like you can undertag, but then you can massively overtag. So I feel like there's a happy medium somewhere. And it's one of those things where it's like, I think as fans and readers too, like there needs to be understanding on that point as well. It's like, do you jump on every little thing or do you realize like, okay, like this isn't, you know, like maybe they didn't tag it for a reason or it's not that bad. Like, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes people have hair triggers, but what can I say? I was upset about Danicon. Sometimes, okay, like Sprite with this many tags, like I wish I could show you because you can't even see the summary. Like, look, I'll show you. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, you can't see it at all. I wish, okay, I'll hold it. So, these are the tags. Like the whole screen now is tags. Still tags. The summary is 5 sentences underneath a screen and a half full of tags. Like, it's too many tags. I feel bad. Like, I feel like I'm bashing, and I'm not. I am not, because I understand why people tag that much, because you don't want to deal or upset anybody. And like, most people don't want to upset or trigger anybody. They don't. They just want people to have a good time and read their fic and enjoy it. Okay. So what happens on Discord? Oh God. Uptown Duck, like, I don't even know, like, anymore. Like, I don't know. Like, I have so many feelings, but I feel like I'm being harsh, and I don't know. I don't like that. But the thing is, I'm in one of those things, like most of my videos, where I can completely see both sides of it. So I'm just like, well, here I am, split down the middle, like Two-Face as always. Flip a coin. I can't decide without my coin. Also, that episode of Batman TS is heartbreaking. At the end, where they throw all the coins up in the air and he can't find his, and he literally has a breakdown. Heartbreaking. Connor's coin? Can it be Connor's coin? Anything we want, we can relate back to Connor. So it's like, will you all be on there chatting on it? Is that what happens? Like, are there images? Like, I don't want to. I understand. Oh, Feet of Clay. Feet of Clay is a really underrated episode, in my opinion. I really like Feet of Clay. My daughter's favorite episode is currently Heart of Ice. Cold as ice. So voicing. So like, do you all talk at the same time, like on Amino, or is there one like overlord who talks and then gives permission for others to speak? Like, there's mics. Okay, so but do you all talk at the same time? I feel so embarrassed right now. Oh, Liv. Oh yeah, Teen Titans vids for sure. I mean, at some point we have to do dick stroke, right? The Discord. I'm glad y'all remember which ship dick stroke is. Oh. Connor is the fic at the center of the universe. I'm excited for Young Justice Outsiders, and actually their streaming service is sounding like it's shipping up to be something where, like, I'm low-key interested. I'm like, I probably won't, but I'm low-key interested, not gonna lie. Connor and Harvey just being coin bros. Honestly, Connor's the perfect android for Two-Face too, if you think about it. I mean, he can really go like either way, like good, bad, like whatever the thing calls for. Like, Connor's got your back. I really did like the pictures they've released of the full Robin costume. I really like them, actually. I think they're really cool. It looks good. Scar is the god of chaos. Yeah, I saw that Jason's going to be in. I'm very intrigued for how they're going to characterize Jason. I'm very interested because, like, right now it's quite clear like people don't really know what to do with Jason. So I'm intrigued. See you later, Melina. Well, I hope you all have fun on the Discord. I hope it's fun. You can mock and laugh at my confusion about it. I'm sure I'll understand it at some point. I will have time and I will like figure it out, I swear. On top of all the other things I'm doing. Who they're trying to make Deadpool right now is Harley. There's even an issue where she's breaking like a fourth wall and stuff like that. Like they really want Harley to be their Deadpool. Oh yeah, I see the link. The link is live. The link is real. I will retweet it after for people who are interested in joining it. Luna, it's made. So I will send it on for people who are interested in joining, and I will try and wrap my head around it and maybe watch a tutorial by like an 8-year-old like I had to do when I was setting up my OBS. So like Dylan, what kind of hole though? Like a sucking your time out hole, or like a hole of parallel universes and confusion? Is it the library in the library behind the walls of space and time? Oh, remember when everybody loved that movie? Time Eater. See, that's what I'm really afraid of, the Time Eater aspect. I'm already eating all my time. Kara, you need to sleep. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like my dad just got like Twitter. I can't even handle it. It's so weird. But see you, Bailey. Is Discord the anti-life equation? Is that what you're saying, Aussie nerd? It's the Stranger Things logo on my TV back there right now. It's just cycling through. Discord is 42. It's the meaning of life, guys. Every time I click another tab, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to open up and like, so I have a tab open for like Discord research and stuff. I just keep coming back to that same Eames photo that I have saved. Free voice and text chat for gamers. And also shippers and nerds like us. Explain. Ooh, for dummies. That sounds like it's a video for me. Are we not nerds, Luna? Are we not? Good night, Sakura. Good night. Oh, only the dankest memes are allowed? I don't know if we got dank memes. Are our memes dank enough? Yeah, I found a bunch of videos here. A beginner's explained, how to use Discord for dummies. Parents Guide to Discord. Is that for me? Even though I'll be on it. Oh, wow. Oh, it's one of those awkward, like, one of those disconnected parent blogs. Hi, I'm the mom of a teen who loves using Discord to connect with friends. As a parent, I want to answer some questions you might have about what it's like for your teen to use Discord. What is Discord? Is it safe? Is it secret? Is it safe? What steps can I take to protect my teen's account from bad people or inappropriate content, like shippers with their Thanulu? You You can access it via your PC, your browser, or mobile phone. Join a chat. Oh, there are so many choices. Choose you can direct message you. Choose you can add as a friend. Choose what servers. I came back and I'm just like, what? How did Moist come back? Kyle, I am like gonna be that mom. Like, I am so prepared for my kids to be embarrassed by all of this. Like, who's your mom? Oh, that's my mom. Is your mom that mom who like talks about shipping and like plays Dream Daddy and stuff? Like, oh, that's not my mom. Like, whose mom is that? Hello, my fellow youths on his Discord. Youths everywhere. Oh my god, guys, there's a section that says, why is my kid using Discord? Most likely, your teen is getting online to connect with friends, talk about games, play games together, and discuss common interests. While the majority of the servers are small and limited to a few friends, there are some larger, more open servers, so we encourage your teen to do some research for best practices on general internet safety. Here is a resource for general tips on how to address online safety with your kids. Should you have any questions? Ooh, second, is it safe? Is it secret? Is it safe? Oh, this is if your kid's real young. This is like you're actually controlling like who can send them direct messages and stuff. Block inappropriate content. What, like that Black Mirror episode? I like to imagine that my daughter will grow up and start an anti-shipping channel as like an act of rebellion. Since when did you? I want to go back to MySpace. Can you imagine, like, guys, we're starting a MySpace? Super excited about it. I know, right? Like next week, she'll be on Discord. Oh gosh. So funny. This article was very unhelpful also. If I was actually a confused parent, which I am, but not like the way they think I am, it would not tell me what I needed to know. Again, I'm back to this Eames picture. Like, why? Can I just share it with you? Is that a thing I can do? It's too long. That link is ridiculous. Pinterest, what's wrong with you? Oh my gosh. Anyway, I will look into it. And if it stops terrifying me, maybe I'll even join it. I'm a skittish creature. A skittish lurker. A sklurker. That's right, sklurker. That's a thing. And you sklurkers? I actually have a Boss Baby poster. I just don't put it up because people make fun of me. I think it's cute. It says cookies are for closers. I think that's funny. Also, cookies. It's so weird to not have Mr. Shipper coming and being like, you have to go to bed. The funny thing is, he was like, I'm taking a nap. I'll be back. And I was like, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look, am I tired? No, I'm sweaty, but I'm not tired really. I'm not. It's too humid to be tired. Like it's too humid to feel any emotion but hot. Hot has become an emotion. It's a feeling, it's a mood, it's life. It's just what we're living. That's all it is. Yeah, it's 11:16 here. I'll probably keep streaming because part of me is like, oh, like get off and work on Burnt, which I'm nearly done. But I'm like, will I though? If I get off, am I gonna work on Burnt? Let me be real with myself. I probably will not. Although I've got some sweet, sweet images of Bradley Cooper kissing Daniel Bruhl that I get to add to this. So that's exciting. Oh, nice, Lady Mevy. You're being productive. How often do I do these live streams? I do them every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I am here streaming with the peeps, with the shippers. And then sporadically, I'll game also randomly when I feel like it / have time. I feel like y'all weren't excited enough about Daniel Bruhl kissing Bradley Cooper, by the way. Oh, there are. I've seen Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Oh, and the movie Burnt. Ain't mad. That's why I'm doing it. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because it has a shipping community that you wouldn't expect. You're not expecting that in an you're not expecting the kiss, but you're not expecting like people to actually go and develop like kind of a transformative shipping fandom in like an Oscar baiting movie about a chef. Oh, it's called Burnt because it's hot. Oh my god, Melissa, no, I don't. I'm gonna be Thor for a minute, Denton. Is it the? Oh, I collect too many things. I actually have like some of my nail polish collection here beside me right now. Way too much. I have Loxana Troy themed nail polish because Loxana Troy needs all of the nail polish, doesn't she? Come on. Brian Deckhart's engagement with fandom, I enjoy it. He seems like he's got enough wherewithal to not let it weird him out too much. So, and just kind of pick and choose the parts that he likes, which I'm down with. Did you see all the people who sent him fan art of him and his new wife, like in character getting married for their wedding and stuff? It's real sweet. They were retweeting a bunch of it. You're smoking a bunch. A Canada drug joke. I like it. I have a lot of nail polish. I have a bunch. They're just chilling right here because I couldn't decide. Like, who can decide? Too many choices. The way they handle Captain Picard and Loxana is like not the greatest, but at the same time, like it can be funny depending on how they handle it. Sometimes it's not, but I don't know if I'm on like I don't know. Like with all Trek things, like I just need to give it a chance and get over like my natural Trek reticence of all things. Flip a Connor, flip a Connor. Captain Charming is the Captain Charming. I was embarrassingly into Captain Charming for a little bit. Shrek things. Well, I am watching Puss in Boots. Yes, Captain Charming like became a thing. I love Loxana. I actually thought like Deanna, like she was so lucky to have a mom who loved life that much. And like, yeah, she was a bit extra and like pushy with her, but she loved her so much, so clearly. And she was always like, oh, whatever. Like, I'm probably biased because my mom's dead, but like I'm obviously always like Loxana, it seems like amazing and like so much fun. Like that's just me though. Like I know that some people really don't like her. Like I know SF Debris hates her, and I actually think his rants on her are really funny, but like I think that she is a fantastic character. Oh, hey Demi. You came back. I can't even catch you up on what happened because oh my gosh. So much. So many things. Were you here for Thanulu? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, we've been going for 2.5 hours. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. This is the longest we've ever streamed, you know. This is the longest that we have ever consistently streamed, like just chatting. I think actually it might be like ever. Oh my goodness. I don't know, Demi. I don't know. Breaking records, creating new ships. Oh my god, I can't even move. Ugh. Legs so thick. Yeah. Also, I just realized I said legs so thick instead of stiff, and I blame you guys. Right. We did create a Discord server. I know. I loved Tinkerbell, but then she had to go and be on iZombie. He's not, and look what's happening. I need him. He's the angel on my shoulder. Since we're going longer, actually, I should probably retweet this now. For those who love Discord. Smiley face. What? Haha. Haha. He stops you. He does. Well, actually, he doesn't. Like, he has no control over how much I ship, but just our ships never align, which is really like. I don't know if he's as into Marcus and North as he seems to be, or like just into how attractive they both are. It's hard to tell. The next video YouTube suggests. Oh. Gosh, I'm gonna miss Once. Once was a fun fandom to be a part of. It's a fun amino too. Amino's still fun, but it's definitely one of the funner aminos that I'm on. Can one ship too long? Did we have Simon the whole time? We did. We did have Simon the whole time, but Simon and Josh didn't approve of us too much because Mr. Shipper went full like, that's all you. He was like, do you have what you need Connor wise? And I was like, yep. And he was like, that's all you. Oh. Oh man. I don't even know what to say at this point. We've gone for so long. Ugh. I don't mind North. Like, I think that, like, I get why she's there and I understand her characterization and stuff like that. I understand also why she rubs some people the wrong way. I just wish that you had more nuanced interactions with her, like I said earlier, depending upon how you played. Are you gonna? Where are you, Grim, by the way? If you want to do something different, I'd say jump to like something that's almost like the complete antithesis. Like that's what I do. But you, unless you're good at doing it yourself, I always find it's best to do that professionally because like such a radical shift can be pretty damaging for the hair. Space filler. I know, right? That's our space filler. Just death to all humans. We're all just Bender. Kill all humans. I'm finally getting this touched up because my hair grows so fast that the roots are already back in action. So, and it turned kind of blonde, but that's fine. So I'm going to get that touched up and then probably think about what I'm going to do with it next because it grows so fast. I feel like this is going to be a lot of touching up all the time. And I don't know if I'm committed to that. I know, it was really funny, Dark Ash. It went from like, oh, like I'm learning more about you to lovers. I mean, I guess it is war, like, you know, wartime and stuff and pressure, but like if that was what they were going for, they didn't establish it very well. Oh, Ozzy already did rainbow. There is an attempt at a crack ship happening right now that is very much amusing me. I'm so amused by all of this. So are we just saying that like Connor can be shipped with anybody? Is that what you guys are saying? Like Connor, the androids from Cyberlife, he's whatever we want him to be, and that means that he can be shipped with anybody? Oh gosh, I hope Brian Decker doesn't take this far of a dive into the fandom. He's so sweet and nice. Like, don't do it, Brian. If you're here now, get out. It's too late, but get out. Oh, enjoy your honeymoon in your life. Get out. Oh. Connor is the bicycle. Designed to be the bicycle. Connor X Data. But how will they learn to be human? Artemis, I feel like that's going to happen and I don't want it to. I really don't. It needs to be, it's just for us. This is our special thing. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Y'all are fun. Connor X instruction manual. Connor X Clark Kent learning how to be human in Kansas. Oh my gosh. Connor X Discord. Oh man. This is so good. If we end up with a BuzzFeed article, we'll be one of those like weirdest ships. I found a weird shipping article. I don't remember if it was from BuzzFeed, but it had ships that I did not consider odd at all. And it, like Jelsa was one of them. They were like, look at this bizarre ship, Jelsa. And I was like, really? If that's what you think is bizarre, like I don't want to introduce you to some of the real bizarre ships. Ooh, Jelsa. Oh. One of them was Stony, actually. I remember that now. Stony. So bizarre. Yeah, spirit fingers. Connor XEDI, I like it. You see, that Artemis, if that was on the list, I could be like, okay, yeah, that's pretty odd. Like even a Drapple, I would have accepted like a Drapple of like low cargo shipping. What's that? But like Stony, Jelsa, like come on now. Come on now. Connor X Hal 9000. I know, I'm kind of digging Connor X Clark, to be honest. I mean, Klex for life, but Connor X Clark, it's pretty good. Connor X Cyborg. I don't know if you can handle Cyborg's angst. I'm a man or a machine. No, Mariah, because like Jelsa is a hetero ship and they were just like crossover. It's how bizarre. I gotta stop doing the spirit voice. I hope we never play a game with a ghost in it because that's the voice you're getting. It could be like a murder game, like, I'm going to kill you. That's the voice that we're getting. That's what's happening. I'm already calling it right now. Connor X Dalek. Ah, the trickle has begun. I'm happy, Megan. I'm glad. Connor X BMO. These are all great. These are fantastic. Like top 100 Connor ships you didn't know you needed. Connor X everyone. I'm so intrigued by all of these. This is wonderful. This is a beautiful Smallville becoming human. I wish that people were still really into like, you know, those Photoshop like wallpaper manips that people used to make. That would be beautiful. I was looking at some for the Arthur X Eames video and I was like, I remember there were like people were doing some really good ones for some of the photo shoots that they did. I had to include a couple because I was just like, this is beautiful. Connor X, think about it. I haven't rewatched Smallville in a while. I really should. I mean, I think it's on Crave, the world's worst streaming service that I still have. Mostly because, okay, get this. So because so many different sites have different requirements for passwords, I managed to lock myself out because that's a thing that I do. And you can't reset it. You have to call them physically to reset it. You have to call them. I was like, I have to call a human to get this password reset. I'm calling to cancel because I'm so triggered by the fact that I have to call a person. I refuse. It's an indignity and an injustice, and I will not stand for it. I need that Google thing that they debuted, like just for me. Please call and cancel my Crave, which I'm hoping will not be as hard as like canceling cable or something like that. But I feel like it's gonna be because they're making me call. I feel like they're gonna like do that thing where they beg you to stay on, like cry on the phone, like, did you hate our service? Why are you leaving us? And it's like, because of this. This is why I'm leaving. Because of this. You did this. Oh, man. This is 2008. 2000 and late. Good night, Merpug. Hail the Nulu. Oh. Hail the Nulu would be a good shirt. Why did I just peel the bottom off of this? Now how will I know what it is? Oh, it's for Saki's sake. No, it's for Pete Saki. Okay. I'm not tired. I'm sweaty. It's really hot here. Also, I'm always like this, or at least I think I am more lately in the streams, at least. I don't know. It's probably because I'm more relaxed and cool to be loopy. It's funny. I actually lose I know some academics and stuff follow me or used to. Like, I know I've lost a bunch of them because they saw that, like, I actually enjoy fandom, which is kind of like a, like, academic no-no, but I'm like, I enjoy it, and I like it. So, not gonna change. I love fandom. I do. I love fandom. I love interacting in it. It has its problems. It definitely has its problems. But I love it. And it's such a wonderful positive in my life. And I love sharing all of the fun, weird things with everybody because there's so much and it's so hard to see it all. And so it's so fun to like, I think my favorite comment is someone who's like, I've never heard of this. And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. I know. How dare you enjoy that thing you spend time on? We were rooting for you. Detective Dates report. You see, Connor X Clark, I think of all of the ones we've talked about, I mean, aside from Thanulu, of course, it definitely has my heart, I think. Connor X Alexa. I don't know. I feel like Alexa is secretly evil. Is she going to corrupt him? Connor X Alexa play Despacito. Conlark or Cloner? Cloner. Cloner is easier to say. I don't know if it's the better name, but it's certainly easier to say. Cloner. Sophie, and I like it. That's funny. I'm into it. Wow, my phone fully charged when I was sitting here. That like never happens. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know if we can replicate the magic of Broner with Cloner, but I am very much enjoying that is what this stream has just become. Thanulu is pretty great. I do have to say, I like Thanulu. It is mostly because of how fun it is to say, but very much enjoy Thanulu. When in doubt, start shipping Connor with someone or something. Anything. It's good. We've done well. That'll do. We've done very well. Connor X Discord. Connor with a gaming channel. That's like almost like the AU you can write. And like you can use Brian Deckhart's Let's Plays for inspiration for it. Keep calm and ship Connor randomly. That's a good one. That is a very, very good one. I like how meta these have gotten. These have gotten very meta, and I like it. I like it a lot. Then you lose something I'm glad was born but never want to see. Funny. I think Connor with a toaster actually makes more sense than the more you think about it, actually. No, I like to think that Connor would improve the YouTube terms of service because my goodness. Do it's like serious question, like Connor aside for a second. Do any of you think that we will see the rise of a rival like video platform like a la YouTube, like YouTube-esque? Do any of you think we will see the rise of that in coming years? Because people really like to talk about like, oh, you're just making it rife for competition and all that stuff. But do you see any like real potentials on the horizon? A lot of people are saying that about Instagram, like, but Instagram has such a specific culture behind it. I'm not sure like how it would translate for a lot of the type of stuff that's on YouTube. Vimeo is really classy though. Like Vimeo is really classy, or at least that's how I think about it when I think of Vimeo. Like, it's always where like demo reels and that kind of stuff. I always think Vimeo. Twitch does try. Twitch tries hard. It does, but it also has its own like environment. I know that there are certain people who the stuff that they do doesn't translate very well on Twitch. Vimeo is just YouTube with Unity. I liked Blip a lot. I'm still sad that Disney killed Blip. I enjoyed Blip. It was a lot of fun. Some of my favorite creators were on Blip. Like some of them, like a lot of them transferred to YouTube and made the leap okay, but I really do miss Blip. Blip was a lot of fun. Yeah, Phil started his own thing, but I don't know. I'm not motivated enough to follow it over to the elite, to be honest. Also, wasn't a fan of how the app launched on only iOS, or like rather the Apple one. I was just kind of like, really? And they're like, oh, like Android's testing, testing, testing. And I was like, I wouldn't have launched until I had both, but that's just me. That's the thing, Rakath, is that it's so expensive. Like they've been operating on a deficit for so long. I do understand why they want to make money. I get it. But at the same time, like the way they're trying to do it, it's just like, And it's especially hard because you've already set up a platform that has certain expectations for what it is. And some of the changes that might be required to facilitate the amount of profit and monetization that they want to do might be completely antithetical to what it used to be. So I think that's very much where they're encountering that difficulty in the paradigm shift because of it. Do you think Connor listens to Beyonce? I mean, that was one of the things of the game. Like, what kind of music was he into? Do you think he actually likes jazz? Like, I don't know. Connor listens to electro swing. That's what I like to think. Like, I know that like you now kind of, but you now already connects to YouTube. So that's the thing. Like Mercedes, I still do think it is a good site. And at its core, I think a lot of the things really do work. But the thing is, it does have a lot of problems and a lot of learning curves and a lot of algorithmic issues that it has to go through in public, which I think is really bad for it. Electro Swing is amazing, Alan. I love Electro Swing. For me, one of my favorite is Caravan Palace. Caravan Palace is really good. Top hats, I also think that it would be difficult for some of them to move platforms. Like I've seen some YouTubers try and go to Twitch or other places, but I've noticed that a lot of them do come back. And I think it's because it's a different environment. And again, it's a lot of things to have to do, especially if you don't have a giant team of people. Like if you have a team, it's a lot easier. But if it's just you and like a couple of other people, it is very difficult to manage so many different things all at once. Yeah, it would have to be a massive exodus. Like you would have to lose a lot. And also what people forget too is like YouTube promotes a certain like top tier and there are certain people who people know, but there are so many others who also have like millions of subs and stuff that nobody knows about. Like it's surprising because you're like, this person has 4 million subs and I've never heard of them, but they're all just in their niche little communities. And some people aren't having any problems at all. So that's the thing too. Oh, well, Facebook video. Facebook video. I'm still annoyed that they made it so that the audio always plays. I remember them being like, only like 30% of people minded. And I was like, who were those 70% of people? I will find them. Oh yeah, BookTube is like a completely different universe. You can even look at the BeautyTube as a completely different universe too. Like BeautyTube, DramaTube, NewsTube, PoliticalTube, like they're all so different from each other. Like people like to talk about the YouTube community a lot, but I don't think there really is one. Like not a unified one like people like to portray. And I don't think there ever was one, to be honest. But like that's just me being shady. But are you on Dad Book? You know I'm on Dad Book. You got dads. It would. That's the thing is that YouTube's already so established that anything starting out would be starting from a deficit, would have to offer some massive like innovation and improvements to really entice people away from it, especially now that YouTube is integrating merch. into itself, that's going to keep a lot of people here. Like, that is going to keep a lot of people here. Like, I personally won't use Teespring. Like, Teespring has a lot of problems with art theft. I've heard of that a lot about Teespring. But like, now they're integrating that into it. I have already seen people jumping on and being like, oh, my merch will be here. And like, so the idea that now you can integrate merch into your thing, which you couldn't before, like, they were making massive pushes to keep people here. Like Premiere too, like the idea of premiering your videos and like the memberships and stuff, like they're making like some really serious power moves, taking the things that other competitors have tried to use against them and integrating it into their own site. So that's going to be very interesting to see. I find the entire thing very fascinating. The community of cat vids and Charlie bit my finger. Even then, there was other stuff, because when you look at the people who have been on for like decades and stuff like that, well, decade with a year or two, like you see, like there were always some of these like outliers and stuff, you know, it's interesting. I tried dad book, but the community is very elitist. That's true. I mean, if you're not a dad, you can't be on dad book. I like a good cat video. Sometimes I will still look up a cat video. I'm not going to lie. My community? Like what? Like YouTube community? I don't know. Like, you guys are my community. You guys, the people who watch my videos and like my fans, the people who come to the streams, the people who comment and all of that stuff, that's my community. I too just love cats. I actually have cat treats, like a cat lady, just in case I encounter a cat. So in another life, I would be a cat lady. Good night, Sprite. Good night. You stayed a long time. I'm so intrigued by the streaming market, 8Mad. I'm really intrigued, but I do not like the push that it's making back towards being like cable services, where it's just, you know, you have to have a bunch again. And I'm like, no, thank you. I really don't want to. And I like, it might separate some fandoms though, which might not be a bad thing. It might introduce that kind of separation, which can sometimes make fandoms be a bit calmer. It depends. It doesn't always. It is late. I should go join Mr. Streamer. We'll probably wake him up though. I'll hide out here. But well, I have to say, we've gone for like 3 hours. Like, so thank you so much for hanging out and making this, I was gonna say steamy, this sweaty evening a lot of fun. I hope that you enjoyed. We now have a Discord, so that's a thing. Every time we make something new, I retweet it. I will watch that For Dummies video and see how I feel about it. And as always, thank you so much. And I will see you guys soon, and many videos coming this week, and hopefully a stream maybe on the weekend. But yeah, good night, everybody.